Hello, good morning. It's my great honor to welcome you to the third Childx Symposium. My name is Mary Leonard. I'm the chair of the Department of Pediatrics, the physician-in-chief of Lucile Packard Children's Hospital, and the director of the Child Health Research Institute. David is our senior associate dean of maternal and child health and a legend at Stanford.
Thanks, Mary. Well, I'd like to join Mary in welcoming you to the 2018 Childx program. On behalf of Stanford Medicine, I would like to really describe for you what is going to be a wonderful program. It'll go into more detail later, but the main thing I'd like to say is that at Stanford Medicine, we've embraced the concept of precision health and its objectives to predict, to prevent, and to cure precisely. And I think that in addition to that sort of concept, it's important also to understand that maternal and child health is at the foundation of precision health, and that research that's focused on pregnant women and children is actually informing adult health and informing our nation's public health. And the more that we can recognize this, the more important it will be for all of us. So I'm really hoping that at today's session and tomorrow, we'll get a chance to hear about advances in maternal and child health that will lead us into the future, improve people's disposition with respect to funding this kind of work, and I'm sure all of you will learn things, as I will, that we can share with our colleagues and with our friends, and hopefully that'll move the whole needle towards an improvement in this country for what we do for pregnant women and children. I think this is a really important thing, and I hope you enjoy the meeting. I'm certainly going to enjoy it. And I'll turn it back to Mary, who's going to say more about the program in particular.
Yeah, and some of the logistics. So from its inception 10 years ago, when CHRI was founded by Dr. Hugh Obradovich, the Child Health Research Institute has sought to marshal all disciplines at Stanford, all disciplines and expertise to launch healthy lives. And I think when we look at the kinds of grants and programs that CHRI has supported, we've collaborated with faculty across the campus in sociology, psychology, computer science, the School of Education, policy, bioengineering. I think it's really been one of the real strengths of what CHRI has done is to help bring the campus together, just with everyone focusing with an eye on maternal and child health. And I think I really want to congratulate Heidi Feldman and David Kornfield, who were the co-chairs of the program committee. And really, the innovative program really captures the idea that it's the junction of science, medicine, public policy, and healthcare delivery really captures this unique strength of the Child Health Research Institute and showcases these sorts of collaborations across the campus. So I think what's really important for this meeting is that we have a lot of interaction and opportunity for questions, not just at some of the breaks, but actually during the meeting. So we want you to really take advantage of this opportunity. And that's, I have to explain to you a little bit about the app so that you can write some questions during the conference. So I ask you, everyone, to take out their cell phone. And open a web browser and go to slido, slido.com. And to get in, you do Stanford Childx, all one word. Oh, I think this should be coming. Okay. And so there's two different features that this has. One is there's going to be times when you can vote. And so we're going to do where you can do a poll. And Grant is going to tell me if I'm forgetting any of the logistics here. And so are people seeing a poll? Okay, so you can see the question is, what excites you about Childx? So you can go ahead and vote. I'll give it just a minute. So the question, what excites you about Childx? I can see votes are still coming in, but it's very clear what the winner is. So we want to know, are you here to learn about new advancements that benefit children, to form new connections, to collaborate with your peers, and then all of the above? And that, I think, is wonderful, and that's really the overwhelming response. Now, the other thing this allows you to do is when the speakers are giving their presentations, and as we go into the Q&A, you can write questions that you would like specifically our moderators to ask the speakers. And then as you see the questions that are coming up, if there's one that you particularly like that someone wrote, you can like it. And so the moderators will then be able to see what are some of the driving questions that the audience has and address those during the session. So, and then of course, the other thing, this is where I have to use my notes, is that there's so many people to thank. So I've already, talked about the really vision that Heidi and David brought to this program, but there's many, many people who participated, and I think we have slides that list all of the members that contributed to the program, but I especially want to thank the moderators here, Dr. Lee Sanders, Paul Fisher, Paul Yock, and Tom Robinson, and of course, all of the speakers that are participating. This program, as you know, was put on by the Child Health Research Institute, but was funded with support from Lucille Packard Children's Hospital and then Lucille Packard Foundation for Child Health. And I just have to put a plug, if you make a donation to the foundation, to the Children's Fund, some of those dollars come to CHRI, and that's really been very important to us over the years. This is a CME event, and little did we understand how complicated that is and what that means, and it took a village. So I really want to thank the whole Stanford CME team to help provide education credit available to some of the attendees. Allison Guerin and Serena Tom did a lot of the heavy lifting in terms of the paperwork. I want to thank the August Jackson Company and the whole event team here at Lee Cushing that assisted with all aspects of the program. And I want to give a special thanks to all of our volunteers today, as well as the Child Health Research Institute administration team, including Mary Chen, Hasna Almerzad, Roxana Van Norman, and Carol Schultz, who worked tirelessly throughout the last year on all aspects of the logistics, the marketing and communication. And last but not least, we cannot sufficiently express our gratitude to Grant Wells, who has elevated our game, who never ceases to amaze me in what he's brought to this conference. And Slido.com, I think, is a good example of how visionary his efforts have been. So now we're going to turn your attention to our first session of the conference. This is Origins of Illness and Disability, Nurturing versus Nature, or Nurturing Nature. And I'm pleased to introduce our moderator and event co-chair, Dr. David Kornfeld. He's the Ann T. and Robert M. Bass Professor and Chief of Pediatric Pulmonary Medicine. And so please join me in welcoming David.